Why do you think all their surrogates out there, former professors, former federal prosecutors, former whatever they are, lawyers on TV who know nothing about the First Amendment, really, almost nothing about the Constitution as far as I'm concerned, they keep defending this kind of reporting as a protection of the First Amendment? We know, we just discussed, that's not true historically. That's number one. And number two, these are major corporations. They're not just newsrooms. And it has an effect. CNN did a hell of a number on your client, Nick Sandmann. And I'm just wondering, and they're not the only one.
Oh, no. The list is long.
So what happens next?
CNN was probably more vicious in its direct attacks on Nicholas than the Washington Post. And CNN goes into millions of individuals' homes. It's broadcast into their homes. They really went after Nicholas with the idea that he was part of a mob that was attacking the black Hebrew Israelites, yelling racist slurs at the black Hebrew Israelites. Totally false. Saying things like that Nicholas was part of a group that was threatening the black Hebrew Israelites, that they thought it was going to be a lynching. Now, you've seen the tape. If you took the time to look at the full context of what happened that day, Nicholas Sandmann did absolutely nothing wrong. He was, as I've said to others, he was the only adult in the room. But you have a situation where CNN couldn't resist the idea that here's a guy with a young boy with a Make America Great Again cap on. So they go after him. They were after him when I said they woke up on Saturday morning and started throwing punches. The CNN folks were online on Twitter at 7 a.m. retweeting the little 1-minute propaganda piece that had been put out by at 2020 Fight. We'll find out who that person or entity was behind that eventually. But they're out there right away going after this young boy, and they maintain it for at least 2 days. Why didn't they stop and just take an hour and look through the internet and find the truth and then report it? Maybe do that before you report the lies. They didn't do it. They were vicious. It was false. CNN will be sued next week, and the dollar figure in the CNN case may be higher than it was in the Washington Post.
So you're suing CNN Monday?
Monday.
Tuesday?
Tuesday at the latest, but Monday is the present plan. I got some young, smart lawyers that are working hard as we speak.
Double checking the footnotes.
Double checking. Listen, when we file our complaints, we've investigated it because we want to get it right. Maybe CNN can learn from that.
You're suing CNN Monday or Tuesday?
Yes.
May I ask for how much?
Well, I expect because of the way they went after Nicholas so viciously that the claim for his reputational damage will be higher than it was against the Washington Post. The Post was $50 million for the reputational damage, and we can discuss why, that figure. $200 million in punitive damages. Punitive damages are designed to punish and to deter.
Change conduct.
Don't ever do this again.
Yes.
I would think the punitive damages award against CNN that we'll seek will be at least the same, $200 million, as it was against the Washington Post. But the compensatory damage to Nicholas's reputation, that number I expect will be higher.
Again, you'll be accused of chilling free speech and in the press. And I just want to reiterate what you've said here, which is, no, actually, that's what they're doing. We want to go back to a time where you actually do your research, do your investigation, report the news. You make a mistake, that's one thing. What CNN did, from my observation to your client, was a campaign to destroy his reputation. I mean, it was over and over, and they brought in guests to talk about your client.
They did.
Then they brought in experts to talk about your client, all operating off of the same false narrative that CNN and others promoted.
They did, and it's almost like they decided to just turn over their airway to people who had an agenda and were lying about what happened. And it was not just to attack Nicholas. Nicholas was collateral damage. The war that CNN is waging is against the President of the United States.
I want to get to that as soon as we come back, and we'll be right back.